Okay, so I finished cutting out the first piece. As you can see, I kind of messed it up a little bit here. It's very difficult to cut curves completely smoothly. I did change out the razor blade as well because, like I said, they go dull quickly. And I have some just simple push pins here you can get at any store, basically any office supply or big box store. And now I'm going to repeat the pattern. The easiest way to do this is to pin it down and then just cut around the edges. It saves a lot of work from actually tracing it and removing it. So I'll go ahead and put the pins in. You can see how I do that. You want to get the corners and the edges very well. It's kind of a time-consuming process, a little bit of a pain in the rear, but it actually saves you work in the end, so it's worth it. You don't have to do as many as I'm doing. The point is to hold the foam in place so when you're cutting around it, it doesn't wiggle at all. You know, I'm spacing them about an inch, inch and a half apart. That's 2.5 to 3.5 centimeters for those of you metric peoples. Suppose I should speak in metric and imperial to address the whole world. So yeah, just keep going around the whole outside edges. While I'm doing this, I can go ahead and talk a little about how much all this is going to cost. I mentioned the price for the poles, just a couple bucks. This foam is actually quite cheap as well. Usually a pack of the floor mats at Walmart runs about 30 renminbi, which I suppose is $5 or $6. A knife like this is just a couple bucks. The replacement blades are also very cheap. The fiberglass core, I buy it in 2-meter lengths on the internet from like a bulk supply thing, and they charge about $2 a meter. A meter is about 3 feet. For this project, we're only going to need a short piece, so that's very cheap as well. Probably one driveway marker would be enough. And the other main ingredients are the glue, both the contact cement and hot glue, and some duct tape. Get a roll of duct tape for a couple dollars, get a hot glue gun for, I don't know, 10-15 bucks, and then glue sticks are very cheap, the replacement glue sticks. So overall, this whole thing is not going to cost you all that much. I would guess that you could build it for less than $35. Okay, so I've got the whole thing pinned now. I'm going to go ahead and cut around the edges. Keep rolling a little bit here so you can see me do some of these cuts. I put it in like this and kind of push it against the edge of the foam to make sure I get as close to the same size and shape as possible. Saves me some sanding work in the end. If you angle too much, you're going to do what I just did here and kind of cut into the top piece. So you got to be careful about this. This cutting is probably the most difficult part of this construction, actually, because it requires a lot of patience and concentration, which I'm currently messing up. Yeah, so you're gonna cut a little bit. That's okay. You can fix all that at the end when you do some sanding. I find it's easier to cut sort of like this and then go around the curve. The smaller the curve, the easier it is to cut.